Welcome back to another episode of the Black and Rojo Post. I'm your host, Will, your home for DC United news and content. This is your weekend update. Today we'll be discussing the 0-0 draw versus Minnesota United in our second preseason game of the year. Secondly, we'll discuss what was DC United doing in Baltimore and what it means for the future. Third, is the New Jersey growing on you? Because it kind of is growing on me. I probably need to see it more in person to get my full opinion. So let's start with the preseason. So Minnesota United, DC United, a 0-0 draw. It was disappointing because we're basically playing against their B team versus what could be our A team, minus a couple of starters. But the fact that we weren't able to score a single goal is disheartening. The good thing is we didn't allow any goals. But let me go through the lineup. We played a 4-4-2. And it made up of João Pedro up top with Ty Baribo. Our midfield consisted of Caden Clark, Stroud, Servania, and Kajima, with our back line consisting of newly acquired Kurakawa, Nikola Markovic, the rookie got his start, Sean Nealis, and Garrison Tubbs, and Alex Bono got his first start of the preseason. So as mentioned, why I'm so disappointed we couldn't score a single goal is Minnesota United did not have any of its 3DPs playing in this game. And James Rodriguez wasn't dressed either, as he just signed to the team, getting himself acquainted. For context, for those of you that don't know, he's on a short-term deal, good until June 2026, which Minnesota United does have an option to offer a long-term deal after the World Cup has concluded. What I didn't like in this game, Garrison Tubbs struggled in one-on-one situations. He got beat a lot of times, but did make it up with his speed and physicality, as he had to resort to basically crashing into bodies to slow down any goal-scoring opportunities. It was very clear that Minnesota United's plan was to attack his side of the field. What I did love, I love Kurakawa, Peglo, and Luis. Kurakawa made some nice passes, finding Baribo and Luis often. Peglo was gliding through with his quick feet and often beat defenders pushing the pace, looking for Luis, especially in the second half. You can see the chemistry that's been building between these two players, which should excite DC United fans for 2026. Luis wasted no time as a second half sub, where his mindset the entire game was, I'm going to try to score a goal. And he did have a couple of shots on goal, which excites me personally. And we saw him also flirting outside of the box. He got fouled twice, which resulted in some free kicks for United, but weren't able to capitalize on those opportunities. Another thing that I didn't like, we desperately need help in the midfield. I mean, everyone knows this. It's not a secret. We got to upgrade the midfield because service is missing, and we could not maintain possession throughout this game. It took us about 23 minutes to look comfortable in this game, and the lack of midfield and skill was evident of that. In order for our DP signings to have success on this team, service is required. Kind of wish we addressed that before we spent 2 DP positions on our strikers. On to the press conference that occurred in Baltimore featuring DC United. So DC United is officially pushing to expand into Baltimore, Maryland with plans for a brand new stadium, a professional women's team, and an MLS Next Pro affiliate and a youth academy. This is exciting as we have struggled to sign free agents and transfers and have them have success here. We got to take the Philadelphia Union approach and grow our youth academies. So this is more details into the stadium plan. So DC United wants to build a 12,000-seat soccer-specific stadium at Carroll Park in Baltimore, about 3 miles west of the Inner Harbor. The project would include a practice field, a 40,000 square foot performance building, classrooms, weight rooms, locker rooms, gyms, and a cafeteria. This isn't just a stadium, this is an infrastructure, a work of art that would hopefully grow DC United's footprint into Baltimore, but also develop the players as well. Who will be playing there? First, DC United's MLS Next Pro affiliate would move there. Second, this is huge. There would be a professional women's soccer team, and that team would be owned by NBA legend and Baltimore native Carmelo Anthony. Anthony has owned a club before in Puerto Rico and now wants to bring professional women's soccer to Baltimore. This gives the project star power and local credibility. Obviously, DC has the spirit, and now Baltimore, which has been craving for soccer for so long, would have an opportunity to have their own women's team. Probably asking yourself, how is this being funded? 2 Maryland lawmakers have introduced legislation to provide a $216 million in-state bonds. DC United states that this would be a public-private partnership. The Maryland Stadium Authority has also been studying this since 2022. Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott is fully on board, really backing the project. This has been in the works for years, but here's something interesting. DC United also moved its March 7th match against Inter Miami to M&T Bank Stadium. Why? Because Audi Field is not big enough for them to really profit off of this game. You can look at this in many different ways. It's DC United wanting to sell more tickets, bigger venue at M&T Bank where the Baltimore Ravens play. I believe it's a 67,000 seat stadium. More money for United's pockets, but it also does bring awareness, and it gives them a sample size with the interest of soccer in Baltimore. And Baltimore's mayor even declared it Be More United Day. That's not accidental. It's good marketing, in my opinion. We'll see how successful this game is. What this really means for DC United is that this is not a relocation, but an expansion of influence in the future for United's development pipeline into talent in Baltimore and securing more possible. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, I know. If you think about it, DC and Baltimore together represent a massive soccer courtier. This is about controlling the DMV soccer ecosystem. Even though if you ask anybody in the DMV, Baltimore is not the DMV, but that is a separate topic. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what happened. I mean, they utilized this time to showcase their new jersey, generate excitement for the Miami DC United game. We'll see how this goes. If it's successful, great. And I'm all in if it helps building a better roster, developing youth talent, and not losing it to the other MLS teams. And I think it would be pretty exciting if you have a women's professional team in Baltimore. It will add to that DC versus Baltimore rivalry. And next, the jerseys. The jerseys actually do look nice. I personally do like the color. I mean, they're doing a great job really promoting the new jersey, which they always do. And I guess I have to check it out in person to really give my opinion. But yeah, I mean, this is Will with the Black and Rojo Post. Make sure to like and subscribe. And just a couple of days away when we take on the Philadelphia Union.